When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, ayy. Double off deuce, ayy. That you might work, ayy. That you might work.
Welcome back to another episode of Michel Matters Podcast. I'm Josh Michel.
And I'm Jackie Michelle.
Welcome back.
Hey, guys.
Episode 44.
Yeah.
Last episode was a pillow talk, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a while since we were in front of the mics.
Yeah. With the episode before that, we had Aaron.
Yeah, the Sixin.
Mm-hmm. The Sixin.
The Sixin.
Yeah. So, yeah. What's been going on since then?
Since then. Nothing super important.
Well, wait, before we get to that. Before that, you were supposed to go on a guy's trip.
Yeah, man. Guy's trip was all set up. We were ready to go.
Yeah, and then there was supposed to be a hurricane, so...
What was the hurricane called?
Dorian couldn't make up his mind, so we didn't really know what was going to happen.
Yeah. Originally, Dorian was supposed to hit Florida Saturday, Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
And our guy's trip was set for that weekend.
And it was supposed to be where it was going to hit.
Yeah, original path, we had it going cutting straight through Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to go to Orlando. And yeah, plans got foiled.
Yeah, and then it didn't come. So.
Yeah, that was the other thing, because it was it was going to hit. And it's not even okay, it came late, because that was the other thing. Dorian was supposed to hit Saturday, Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I think for 2 days straight, it was sitting over the Bahamas.
Yes.
So it didn't even really get close to Florida until Monday.
Yeah.
Because Monday we didn't go to work. Granted, it was a holiday.
Well, you went to work.
Yeah, but my work different.
I didn't go to work.
So yeah.
But yeah, so it did affect Bahamas super bad.
Yes.
It didn't come to us though, and and you couldn't go on your trip. Yeah,
I couldn't go on our trip, but at the same time, even though we were spared, Bahamas wasn't. So
yeah, definitely
would like to, send our prayers out to those people affected, and
help us however you can if you haven't yet. Help. I know there's still things that I need to get with my mom to donate. So I'm late on that. But after that, I feel like a lot of things probably happen after that, but my brain is just
that's
not.
The problem. When we don't record.
Yeah.
We already record every other week.
We just live life, and then we're like, oh yeah, we have to talk about what happened. I don't remember, but you turned 30.
Did I? That happened?
Yes, that happened.
Yeah, it did.
Did you have a good 30th birthday?
Yes. And typically everybody's like, oh, where'd you go? Because we always seem to
go somewhere for our birthday.
Yeah, last year we went to Toronto for my birthday. But this year, I don't know, just wasn't in the plans.
It was.
But yeah, it wasn't.
But it was gonna be
it's
gonna be a joint, which it could still happen. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think so.
After some changes that might happen.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. But either way, yeah. So my birthday came. I was actually weirdly having anxiety before my 30th birthday. I do not. Oh, I know why, but it's just weird for me because I'm not one of those people who always oh, I have to do this before I turn 30.
You never do.
That's just not how I live life. But for some reason, just a wave of that hit me the week before my birthday, and I was just, contemplating, man, have I done enough, or things that I thought I would that I wish would be done, or just it hit me and then I don't know, it just I think spending my birthday with my family, my friends, it just felt calming. Yeah. I felt more calm. And randomly, my dad that week told me he was proud of me. Super random, and if you know my dad, not common, not normal. So that kind of whoa, yeah. And it kind of brought me back to reality, to not feel so pressured by society.
And you've done a lot, for real. And when you really look at I feel like if everybody could look at their life and actually sit, because I think we're just so, caught in the moment of doing things and getting things done. Sometimes if you just stand still or like take a moment and you're just like, wow, I accomplished this, or I did it. It doesn't even have to be accomplishments or what society would think is an accomplishment. It could just be like, wow, I really got through this, or how did I get here, or, you know, it's crazy. But I know I've been with you for so long that I know like where you were and where you are today, that it's kind of like crazy that you even thought anything. And I didn't know that he was thinking anything of it. So, but at the same time, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, I don't know what to do for his birthday. And I was actually going to, I mean, you could ask a couple of people, your brother, one of our other friends. And I was just like, he likes football. It's football season. Let me make it a good experience. Let me get like a suite, right? Like a box or whatever it's called that people watch the game from. And I was willing to spend money.
Now, when you told me this, I was
and
like,
just like not tell you.
I like football, right? I really do. But if Jackie would have spent the money to give me a suite or a box for a game, I would have been pissed. Just because it's just not worth it, in my opinion, to pay
for 4 hours.
It's just too much money. It's just football. You can have that same experience at your house.
At home.
Like,
and that's the thing, because I know he doesn't like going to games.
Yeah.
But if it's in a suite where it's just like him and his people, then that would be cool. So I was like, that would be a great birthday. But yeah. Then you came home. No.
Okay.
Then you came home and was like, so did you plan something for this day or whatever? Because he wanted to, you know, see when he could hang out with his people or whatever for his birthday. And I was like, no, I didn't plan anything for that day. Why? He's like, oh, because I might get some tickets from my job, who they have season passes in a suite for the game. And I was like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna see if I could get 2 tickets and, you know, invite like 2 of his closest friends. So I had that in the back of my mind, and I was like, all right, well, if he's gonna do that, then maybe I could host a game night or something here. That was also another plan that I was talking to my sister about. And yeah, we could have, but then it was like kind of last minute to pull it off, and yeah, so then she was talking to you on the phone. Well, first of all, I drove. This is where it gets. I drove after work to like a park nearby. Called her, and I was like, she went to go pick up our niece after Bible study or something like that, and Patrick was there in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And then I was telling her like, yeah, he's trying to get tickets to whatever from his job, and Patrick was like, oh, that would be dope. And I was like, yeah, well, what do you think about if I got him a suite? But at the time, I was still thinking if I should get it, just in case I don't get the tickets from your work. Because then it started.
The quotes that you were getting on these suites, but keep going.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It depends on the game too.
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm not. I would have been so disappointed. But go ahead.
They range anywhere from, and this is either a UM or a Dolphins game. And I was looking at games for 2 different weekends, so 4 different games. Okay. They ranged anywhere from 3,000 to, I think the max was like 24,000.
Ridiculous, people. Ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yeah. And so, then I was like, okay, what you're gonna do, Judy, is call him and ask him which game he would want to go to, right? And then I could figure out how, like, what tickets I should spend money on, or how I could get tickets somehow. So she was on the phone with you, and she was asking you like, oh yeah, so what do you want for your birthday? And you started naming shoes and like whatever else you said.
In the confidence that it was just me and my sister.
Because I was on 3-way, but I was on mute, and London was in the car too, and we were like, stay quiet, so you're not saying.
Can't trust none of y'all.
And then yeah, so then you were like, yeah, I'm supposed to be talking to my boss or whatever about the tickets. Let me text him. So you texted him while you were on the phone with Judy, right?
Yes.
That was the best thing that could have ever happened during that whole phone call.
I said it. I was like, let me do it right now before I forget.
Yep.
So I said, hold on, or whatever. I put on, and I started texting my boss right there on the spot, like, hey, can I get some tickets for the game Sunday?
Yes. That Sunday. So that was a week before your birthday.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, I gotta act fast. So then y'all got off the phone, and then I was like, all right, let me head back home. But I was still on the phone with my sister. And I was like, that's perfect. But how am I going to get the boss's number that you just texted? Because I swore to myself, okay? Because there was a point in time when I would go through some things. Your phone, email, whatever. This was college, right? And I swore to myself, while we're married, I'm not doing that. So, like, for the rest of my life, I'm not going through people's phones. If something happens, you cheat or whatever, the Lord gonna have to reveal it, because I don't care, right? I mean, I care, but I'm not gonna find out. And what?
I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah. So then, but also we both have access to each other's phones, so it's not like a thing. So then she was like, "Oh, well, aren't y'all with T-Mobile?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, well, I used to work at T-Mobile. That's her excuse. She's like, I used to work at T-Mobile. Go to T-Mobile.com and you can just find out who the last number he texted was. And I was like, what?
The fact that anyone knows that they can do this, right? Because I was going to say
that's a whole nother level of...
Not only did they defraud me and have my wife on the phone, because I'm talking to my sister, so I talk freely. I could have said anything reckless.
But what were you going to say reckless?
No, look.
She would have put you in your place if you talked reckless about me.
It's my
She would have.
Come on. She know. Hey, she know I talk crazy sometimes.
No, but she would have been like, I'm not about to get involved in this.
Regardless. I was talking to her, and I was just, being open, free, honest. And y'all defrauded me. And then y'all violated me. I didn't even know y'all could do that. How? It's one account. All right, fine.
You could go to T-Mobile.com and see the last person I texted.
What evil mind thinks to go on T-Mobile.com? You.
No, that was her idea.
It was her idea, but you didn't have to do it.
I had to, so I could get the tickets. You don't understand. This is your 30th birthday.
Because I have some feelings about this, but go ahead.
Do you?
Yeah, not like that.
So anyway, so then I got the number. I was like, okay. Anyway, like everything is on military time whenever you're looking up stuff like that. So I was like, okay, yeah, that is the right time. That's when you guys were on the phone, and that's when he texted him. But then I was like, well, what if it's not really updated, Because sometimes systems take a while. Like, I know, like, even our budget app, sometimes it takes a while to show, like, the last transaction. So then, in the morning, I got your phone, right? But you were literally standing in front of me. I was like, oh, yeah, did you ever listen?
Once again, the lies. It was under the pretense.
No, but it wasn't.
To play a song. Like,
I did,
did you listen to
but
that
I
song
did.
I sent you?
But I did.
How can I trust this person? Go ahead. How can I trust this person?
So then he was right in front of me, and I was like, oh, did you ever listen to, it was like a hymn or something. I was like, did you ever listen to that hymn I sent you? And he was like, no. And he was getting ready for work. So I was like, all right, let me pass me your phone and whatever.
Yeah, actually, my phone was on the bed.
Oh, yeah, your phone was on the bed. Because I could have easily just used my phone.
And why would I even know? Someone said they were going to play me a hymn. Why would I think they were going through my messages?
So then.
A hymn. The Lord's music to do the devil's work. Good God.
Was it the devil's work? After all was said and done.
Carry on.
So then, before I went to YouTube to go look for the hymn, I just quickly went to the message just to make sure, like, it said his boss's name with the number that, like, I took a screenshot of the number on T-Mobile, so I knew
because,
the number.
Tell the people, on T-Mobile.com, it doesn't give you the contact
No,
number.
It just says the number. Yeah.
So she could have texted the most random person.
Exactly. So I wanted to make sure whoever I'm texting or calling is the right person. So it had his name. I didn't go through your messages or whatever. I just saw, okay, this phone number, this name. Perfect. Yeah. I didn't have enough time. I had to go to YouTube and look for the hymn.
It was a long hymn, but keep going.
Anyway, you liked it, right?
Keep going.
Anyway.
I never want to hear that again. Lies.
So then I was like, cool, that's the number. gave the phone back, whatever. It was a regular day. I just laid back down again. You left for work. And then later on in the day, it was probably like 10:30-ish. I usually call you around like 10:30 or like lunchtime just to like say hi or whatever. So that's not out of the ordinary. But this time I called him and I was like, yeah, I'm just calling to say I love you or whatever, which is true, right? And then,
is it?
Yes. But then I was like, oh, who's in the office with you? It sounds like there's a lot of people there. And you were like, you named like 2 coworkers. But he didn't name his boss. That's what I was calling for. Because I don't want to call the boss if he's in your office. So then I called the boss. And I was like, hey, this is Jackie. I'm Jotz's wife. I know this is a little unprofessional. Because that's another thing. I was like, I don't know how old his boss is. Like, every time you talk about him, he seems cool. So I don't think it'll be a problem. It's not like he's going to get fired or anything. Yeah. So anyway, he's like way young and didn't care. He was like, oh, yeah. I was like, please don't give him the tickets. Like, I'll buy them from you, right?
Because remember, I asked my boss for the tickets.
You asked for 2.
No, I didn't say a number. Oh. I said, hey, can I get tickets? Or what are we doing with the tickets for the game? He never answered me. The next day, the day that you spoke to him, yeah, I said, hey, you know, I sent you a text yesterday. Like, what's up? And he was like, he kind of like, oh, yeah, you know, I don't have the tickets. So he just like walked away. And I was like,
yeah, because I told him not to give you the tickets.
And I thought that was disrespectful. And I was a little like, oh, okay, you could just be honest with me. Just tell me you gave them to somebody else. But he couldn't like...
No, but he really didn't have the tickets yet.
Okay, listen. I'm telling you what I thought. He could have... The way he said it, it felt like a lie. He's not a good liar. It felt like a lie. And I was like, oh, he brushed me off. I was like, oh, he gave the tickets to somebody else. Whatever, just be honest with me. Just tell me you gave the tickets to somebody else. So I could have had beef with my boss. Because you over here...
You would have had beef with him until the weekend. And then it would have been great. So anyway... Then he was like, I think like the next day or 2, he told me he got the tickets and like he wasn't going to be here this weekend. So how can I get the tickets to you or whatever? We figured it out. And he was like, how many do you need? And I was like, you know, you're already being generous or whatever. And he was like, I'll give you all 10 of them. And I was like, what? Okay. So he got the whole suite. Finesse. Then...
You finessed your own husband. I was going to give those tickets to myself. And you finessed me.
Anyway, then he was like, okay, so where can we meet up? So I met up with him at Starbucks by your job. Because he was like, Josh is still in the office. And I was like, great. Because then I could like get home before him, hide the ticket, you know, do whatever I need to do. And then, was it that night I gave it to you? Or the next day?
No, it was that night. Because I remember I came home late from work because they all left me in the office. Yeah. Including my boss who went to go meet my wife to give him the tickets, to give her the tickets that he was supposed to give me. But whatever. I'm not mad.
You're not.
So yeah, I come home and then Jackie's like, oh, I know it's not your birthday yet, but I just wanted to give you a gift. And I saw it was like a dolphin shirt and she came in a bag. The first thing I see is the dolphin shirt, and then the second thing I see is like tickets, game tickets.
2 tickets. Oh, 3 tickets.
3 game tickets. So I pull them out. I'm like, oh snap, you know, Dolphins tickets. And then at this point, I'm just like, whatever, it's just Dolphins tickets. Like in my mind, because like I don't really care to go to games like that. Mm-hmm. But then I keep pulling out the ticket, and I'm reading it, and I see, oh, sweet such and such, and I was like, oh, and then I look, and it's like, whoa, why does this have my company logo on it? Yeah. And I was just like, where did you get this? Like, where and how did you get this? And then that's when I was told of all the lies and this, of what I thought was all of the lies and all the deception that she went through to get my ticket.
Yeah. And then I had also, like, texted the boss, you know, thank you or whatever. He only thinks that he has 3 tickets, so, you know, just don't mention it. I'm sure he's going to text you, like, thanks or whatever. And he was like, cool. So then... Let's fast forward. Yeah. To the game day.
So I have the tickets. Whatever.
But the thing is, you guys were leaving for the game. Yeah. And I was just like cooking in the kitchen, you know, regular Sunday stuff, meal prep. So he thought. And then they leave. They go to the game, and then what?
So we get to the game. Get to the suite. You know, it's all nice. We got parking pass. They treat me like a king. Like, oh no, sir, you're maroon. You go over here. I was like, oh, excuse me. They like pull me because in the line to go parking lot, there's like a bunch of people and then they kind of walk by. Oh, you're maroon? Oh no, sir, you don't wait in lines. And they pull me out. Whatever, we pull into the little thing. We go, whatever, we park, go up, and it's just us. And the whole time I'm thinking because I only had 3 tickets, and I know we have the whole suite. So I'm trying to figure out the whole time. I asked my friends, I wonder who else coming, from my job, because, we all coworkers, but I don't want to hang out with everybody at the office game. So I'm like, dang, I wonder who else, is coming. And then we're hanging out, and for the first half of the first quarter, it's just me and my 2 friends, and we are kicking it. We got the whole suite to ourselves, little bar. We had the little buffet thing. Yeah, they had the buffet for in where the suite was. Had 2 bottles of not Jack Daniels. It was Johnny Walker. And yeah, so we cooling it. And then I feel somebody put their hand on my shoulder. I was like, I'm thinking it's a coworker. I turn around oh, it's Jackie's brother. We got the same birthday, and I'm just like, oh snap. So I'm like, how this? And he was like, Jackie gave me tickets. And then he was like, for my birthday, and I'm thinking oh, we had the same birthday. And I was like, you had a parking pass? Oh, I didn't say it, but this is what I'm thinking.
So he was texting me well, you could have told me, because then it's a gift from both of us, and I don't know he getting a gift.
So it's so it's a gift from Jackie, not from both. So I was kind of mad about that. You could at least told me that we were giving your brother a gift. I'm not tripping. Just, it just made me feel like I'm a part of the loop. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, okay. I text him yo, you got another parking pass and everything. What's up?
Yeah. And meanwhile, while he's texting me, I'm waiting for other people to show up at the house so we can go there together, because now he's going to start finding out other people probably have tickets, but that never went through his mind.
It never crossed my mind. I just figured, okay, maybe it was just 5 tickets. And then I'm thinking, because he came with his girl, so I'm thinking, okay, it's just 5 tickets. Granted, I see there's way more seats in the suite. And I'm just like, all right, man. At this point, I don't care. The Dolphins losing by 30. The drinks flowing, food going. I'm good. I'm not tripping. I don't care who come at this point. Yeah. Then, second quarter, I turn around and I see one of my friends. I'm like, oh. And I see my sister. I was like, whoa. And I see my other friend. Yo, what is going on? And it turns out Jackie had 10 tickets. Yeah. And she brought people. And there's one of the people, I mentioned, you know what? If I had one more ticket, one of my other friends said he couldn't make it, I was going to give it to that person.
It was Johnny. Just
oh, yeah. Been on the podcast, friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
So, yeah. So, turns out all 10 of us were in the suite. We got to enjoy it. And it was 9 of us. Your brother was supposed to come. Yeah. But then a breaking news story happened. He works for a news station and he couldn't make it. So. But either way, yeah. It was nice, man. It was fun to have all my, pretty much close friends, family in the suite, watching the game. Granted, the game was terrible. It was good, man.
It was good.
It was really good. I wouldn't ever pay for an experience like that.
The view was great. I like football better than basketball. That's just me. Yeah. But I was I don't know. I'm just this is a great experience. For people who actually care,
The suite was.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah. So I'm glad you liked it.
I can't imagine going back and sitting down with the peasants after this.
Yeah.
Sure. The little people. I don't know if I could go back.
So then the next week was actually your birthday.
Yes, my actual birthday. Mm-hmm.
And then we went to go get breakfast.
Yeah, we got breakfast.
Was it breakfast or brunch?
Whatever. We got brunch. We got mimosa, so it was brunch.
Yeah, because when we went to Toronto, he had the best
fire
birthday breakfast ever. That was the best breakfast we've ever had in our life.
I'm not going to do it.
It was okay, we have to go get brunch. So we did that, and then while we were waiting for a table, I got you the 2K.
Oh yeah, Jackie's a liar. So it's in the shopping plaza.
You keep saying that all podcast.
Because you are. It was in the shopping plaza. Yeah. And then in the same plaza, there's a lot. It's a plaza, there's a lot of other stores. So we walk in, and I think that's where we're going. I think we're going to GameStop. But then I'm I don't remember exactly where the GameStop is in the plaza. So we walk in. And then I said, yo, where we going? And she's like, points to her ring finger. And she's like, oh, I got to take my ring to Jared's. And I was like, oh, makes sense. Jared's here.
Yeah, because you get a cleaning every 6 months.
I paid good money for that ring. You better keep it clean. So, yeah, I was like, cool. So then we walk in, and then we walk right past Jared. I was like, all right. You're a liar, number one. And number two, I know where we're going now.
Yeah.
So she told me we got 2K. Got some VC with it. Finesse.
Which is like...
We're not going to get into it.
I don't even get that part.
Misunderstood, don't need to be explained. Anybody who play games, they know you got it.
And then you got more.
You got it. And look, in the game, it's either one or two things. Either you got time or you got money. I ain't got no time. But I got a little bit of cash that I can spare. And I'm going to get better. So I spent it on VC. Regardless, not the point. So then we did that.
If I ever spent real money on Sims, you would be like, are you kidding me?
The stuff I'm not even going to get into it. We're not going to do this today.
But it was your birthday.
Yes, thank you. And I need more VC anyway. But, what else?
Yeah, then I took him on a shopping spree.
Spree? Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother came. He brought me a gift.
Don't tell
Why?
anybody else that.
Oh. Don't care. So I got a gift from my brother. New shoes, fire. You already know, 7s. And then we went out with my parents. Now,
that was good.
This was the wild card part of the whole scenario because...
And your sister.
And my sister. Going out with my parents is always interesting. Because,
to eat.
Yeah. They're so picky about food. Like, I can't take my mom anywhere. If I take her to a restaurant, she always complains, like, oh, I can make the food better. Yeah. This doesn't taste right. So I'm like, Judy and Jack are like, oh, just pick a place. You know, don't worry, it's about you. It's your birthday. Just I was like, yeah, but I want it to be an enjoyable experience. So I'm like, I gotta think. Oh, maybe that's the spotlight. Yeah. Came to me. And I was like, let's try this place. Like, we always keep talking about it. I know Jackie had been before.
I've been once.
And I was like, let's go. And it's called Ivan's Cookhouse. Mm-hmm. And it's Haitian/Asian restaurant. Never heard of the combination.
He does like Asian infused Haitian things. Yeah. He was on Top Chef and
so
I don't watch Top Chef, so I didn't know, but my mom knew about him because they go to the same gym. And so while he was at the gym, you know, he's telling people about his, you know, restaurant that he's opening up, whatever. So that's when we went. And I was like, yeah, it was decent. My mom liked the fish, whatever. Let's go.
And I was like, once she said she liked the fish, I was like, okay, I already know what the vibes is. Mm-hmm. Let's go there. So we go. We all got there late, except my parents. My parents are always on time.
Always.
So we get there, and then we sit down, we eat, and, you know, get something to drink. So me and my mom both got rum punch. Cool.
If you go out with your mother-in-law, always get her a drink. So it'll hit the spot. They only need one. Good to go.
So we got appetizers. And then my parents, you know, it's always like a thing when we go to restaurants. Like when the menu comes, I go to my parents first. Okay, what are you gonna order? Let's get this out the way now. We're not gonna have no argument in front of the waiter. Let's figure this out before anybody comes. Smoothest ordering process ever. From my family. We had
actually one of was the aka appetizer.
The what?
Aka.
Yeah, the aka was the appetizer.
Yeah, your mom saw that on the menu and she was like, "Oh yeah, I want to try that."
No, my dad wanted to try it. My dad wanted to try it.
I was like, that was quick.
Yeah, he was like, I want that. And then he was like, and I want this. And then I got the calamari for the table, you know. So that's what I do. Calamari is my thing. So yeah, so we do that. And then the aka comes and whatever. And my mom, you know, she got her drink, she's sipping. And then, like, I'm watching her. She's acting a little strange, but whatever. I don't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
She used the aka. She's like, oh, this is good. And I was like, what? She told the waiter, like, oh, this aka is good. And I was like, a compliment? She don't do this. So this is all before the meal. And she's drinking a drink. And then she asked me, like, are you driving? I was like, no. And then she was like, oh, okay. So this is kind of strong. I was like, I didn't want to tell you. I've done way riskier things, Mom. But whatever. I let it go.
We don't need to go there.
We don't. So then she's drinking. She finishes her drink before the food even gets there. And we're all waiting. Like, she's talking. And she's just like, I mean, I guess we have some Haitian lists. She's like, which translates like, you know I'm drunk. And I was just like, what? Of one drink. My mom was lit.
It was a big drink, though. I'm not going to lie. But she was sharing it, too. So.
And then, like, she was saying something to the waiter. And I messed around. I had, like, my straw paper in my hand. I crumbled it up and I threw it at her. And so, most people know. You don't play with your parents like that. Most island parents, like, you're not throwing nothing at your mom.
And then not when you eating.
And she just, like, laughed. And everyone's like, what? And my sister was like, privilege. I guess it's my birthday. I guess I get away with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good time. We ate. Everybody enjoyed their meal.
It was nice.
My mom said she would go back.
Yeah, she was like, we have to take your mom when it's her birthday, okay, Jackie? I was like, March. Next year, bro?
Like, she was
okay.
It was good. And yeah, man, I couldn't, honestly, besides my brother being there at the dinner, I couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really good experience, really fun. Yeah, I brought in 30 the right way, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's the right way, you know. Spend time with family and friends. And yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the longest intro ever.
Yes.
So.
Now we're just like, you know, trying to figure out some hard life decisions.
Yeah, man.
That I guess we can talk about later on when it's solidified. And,
yeah.
And
so we'll get into that. Yeah.
I'm excited and terrified at the same time.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right.
Y'all pray for us. We did have some comments on social media. It was on Instagram. Because our last episode in front of the camera, I guess, that wasn't a pillow talk, was with Aaron and his wife, how they paid off $82,000 of debt. I asked you guys, like, what you guys are paying off, and you guys said your house, the IRS, credit cards, student loans, bad decisions, and I think an interesting one was like some car from the 90s that they had hooked up.
Yeah, that they rolled over into a new loan.
Yeah, or something like that. So that was interesting. But it was nice to know that like everybody's kind of like on their own financial journey, and I guess working through it. So that was nice. Subscribe and rate us on iTunes.
Yep.
That helps. Send us comments on SoundCloud, Gram, at Jackie I Michelle, or Twitter
at Coach_JO.
And if you want to support the podcast, then you can check out the links below for our sponsors, for some deals that we're partnered with. And we don't have a current matter, right?
No, but we have a really good Michel Matter.
Really good. We've been doing this podcast for, 2 years now?
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're in a relationship for about 2 years, you can meet the parents. So you guys are going to meet my parents this episode, and they are dropping some gems, I think.
Yeah, it was really good. I learned a lot.
Some old school gems.
To your dad now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. So, yeah, you guys, I hope it's interesting.
All right, on to the Michel Matter.
Let's go. Okay, so for this episode's Michel Matter, we have my parents, and they are originally from Haiti. And so we're going to talk to them about, or you guys want to say hi? Hi. They are going to talk to us, or I guess answer our questions about like how you come to decide to leave your country, and like how they kind of have built their life today, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a lot of questions.
Yeah. Not that much time. But so what made you guys decide to leave Haiti? And like you were kind of younger, so tell us about that.
I was 25 years old, and I was working in a bank. And at that time, my mother was in the United States. And I am the third of 8.
Okay.
I have 7 brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. And I am the third one.
Okay.
And the biggest one, left the house after when our mother went to New York. He left the house after 2 years to get married. And the second one is not someone who would be able to manage the house, and I was the one who is managing the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was afraid if one day my mother died, in my mind, I think I would have 5 children, 5 brothers and sisters, but
take care
I would consider them as my children. And I said, I have to leave that country because it will be better for me.
Yeah.
To help them, I will have more money to help them. That's
Okay.
just why I left Haiti to go to Paris.
Now, what made you decide to go to Paris? What did you think Paris was going to be like?
Because I speak English fluently
Yeah.
and better than English.
You mean French?
No, I said English,
Yeah.
sorry. I speak French fluently, better than English. So I think at that time I will have a better chance to do a few things in France. And I was an accountant in Eddy. So, but quite frankly, I wanted to study economy. And I decided to go back to accounting. And now I am a certified public accountant in France. And I have a master in law.
Oh, I didn't even know you had a master in law. Like, a lot of this is new for me.
Commercial.
So when you went to France, did you already know your wife?
Yes.
My mother?
Yes, 3 years before. No, not 3 years.
Yeah, 3.
3. Maybe more. But 3 years before leaving Haiti.
Yeah.
Okay. But you knew you guys were already dating or no?
Yes,
Yes.
of course, because we live close by at the same street.
Mm.
We were neighbors.
Everybody's neighbor.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so we were dating, 1 year without nobody know.
Oh, okay.
And then after the second year, he was turning public.
Uh-huh.
And then the third year, I think on the third year, you left to go to France. But the reason why he left France because my mother wants me to come to US before.
Yeah.
And then when he found out that I was living in the town, and then he decided to leave too. So he went to Paris. That was easier for him.
Okay.
But at the time, you had a brother in Paris. The
Yes,
second
the
brother was
second
already
one.
over there.
Okay.
So that was easier for him.
So he went to France and you went to
I
Miami.
came to US.
Okay.
1 year after me.
But 1 year after me. So he get to travel before I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Wow. Okay. So when you got to France, before you got to France, what did you think it was going to be like? Did you think it was gonna be
Easy.
easy?
No, I knew
beautiful?
it will be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because my brother who was in France is only 1 year and 3 months older than me, so I know he will not be able to help me because he was young
Working too. Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So I knew it will be very difficult. But I was lucky because 2 months and a half after arriving in France, I got a job
Oh.
in like a bookkeeper
Okay.
in a dealer, Peugeot dealer.
Okay, that's a
But
big
I
car.
was very,
Big car
very
company.
lucky.
So where did you live at that time?
At the beginning, I was to a friend's house, but only for 2 weeks.
Okay.
Not a friend, but
Some kind of relative.
exactly.
Okay.
Not a
Very,
friend. For
uncles.
only 15 days.
Okay.
And after that, I went to a place reserved for refugee. And
Okay.
because I was refugee in France
Okay.
at that time. And I spent 6 months in that place. And after that, I rented my apartment after 6 months.
So you saved the money
Yes,
you were making to
because
get your
you don't have to pay when you are a refugee to stay at that
Okay.
place.
Okay.
It's like a dorm, but free.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
Do they still have? They don't have that no more, right?
Yes.
Oh, they still do.
Yes,
There's just a lot more people they can.
exactly.
Put in
But
the-
I don't know how they manage it now.
Yeah.
But at that time, it was something
But as soon as you find
very
a job, you
beautiful.
have to leave.
Oh.
to vacate the place.
After
to
6
So
months.
somebody
After
else.
6 months.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So this is all going together at the same time that you're in school here in Miami, and then finally you graduate.
Yeah,
High school.
graduated in 1980.
1980.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So
That's
yeah.
why I have
Oh yeah, that's true.
graduated in
1981. So you graduate high school, and around the same time, then you propose and get married.
Yes.
Yeah, he came and then he said in 2 years. No, he came to visit before my graduation. And when I was at
1970.
11th grade, he came to visit from Paris to here. And he told my mom in 2 years he would come back to get married.
Oh.
But there was
Yes, in 1978, the first time I came here.
Came to visit.
If he
crazy.
proposed to me at 17, what would you say?
I wouldn't even be ready. But he wasn't 17. It's different.
It was the same. It's not the
That's true.
same era anyway.
Yeah, it's different time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But okay, so then you guys decided to get married, and then what was your plan to take her back to Paris?
To Paris.
So-
That's what I did.
Yeah, the same night after my wedding, the same day, I flew to New York.
Okay.
That was the same
Not
night.
not the same day.
morning after.
Tomorrow,
The morning after.
one day
Okay.
after.
I flew to New York because the flight was from New York, Miami, New York to Paris.
Okay. And then you guys started your married life.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you moved into the apartment he
Yeah, daddy
saved up
stayed
for.
before.
How was it for you in France? Because you went from Haiti to here, and then you go to France.
Oh, that was the transition was very hard
Yeah.
because I didn't have anybody over there, nothing except
Yeah.
nobody except my husband,
Yeah.
and then my mom, all my family were here. So
Yeah.
it was my church. It was devastating. So
Well, what did you think Miami was going to be like?
when I left Haiti,
Yeah.
oh, at the time, for me, 80 was so good. I didn't have any concern when I was in 80.
This was the 70s.
Yes, because thanks God for me, my mom was always outside, provide for us, and I used to live with my auntie Fanny at the time because my grandmother left before us to come here, and then so 80 was when I miss 80 a lot when I came here, to tell you the
Wow.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I miss my friends.
Yeah.
I miss my brother because I came before him came months ago, my brother. So when I came here, I used to cry. It was hard.
Yeah.
And first of all, when you go to school, you don't understand the language, and then people making fun of you, friendship, just
Yeah.
craziness. So, and I said I should go back. I wish I can go back home.
Wow. Okay.
But it's after I gave birth to my son, I came back here. I get to appreciate the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got married, you ended up pregnant, but you didn't have Vladimir there because Daddy, you told me that you guys were gonna move back.
Yes.
So why did you not move back?
I think reason why he didn't move back because after I gave birth to Vladimir, he decided he's gonna stay because his life changed.
Yes, because I
he
finished.
finished school.
Mm.
He was afraid that he wasn't past the classes that he was into
To get the certification.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he just got them on and they said, "Oh, you guys have to come back because now life gonna be better."
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you have Vladimir, my brother,
Mhm.
and then so you stayed in that apartment for how long?
Oh, until Vladimir.
Maybe 2 years.
3 years.
The first apartment, but we bought we bought one.
I stood in his apartment for 3 years. Then it was a very small apartment.
Only one
Then when
bedroom.
Vladimir come,
Yeah,
we
you
need
want
bigger
space.
rooms, so he bought a home with was 2 bedrooms, like a little town home.
And how much was that home?
At the time,
That's
Or-
not expensive because I started earning money.
But it was a
It was-
townhome or a home?
like
That's an apartment.
Okay,
apartment,
like a condo.
Yeah, okay.
condo. That's
Okay.
2-bedroom condo.
But at the time in 1984, a condo in France was how much for that?
200
Oh,
francs.
yes, maybe
Around
200,000.
200,000.
200,000.
Oh, okay.
francs.
Okay. So I don't know how much that's
Yeah,
US.
French is
But-
very less than
That's
euro.
Than
means
euro,
around $40,000. Yes,
Okay.
at that
Okay.
time.
For a condo. Okay, and then you guys stayed in that condo for until I was born?
No, until I get pregnant of you.
In 1989.
Yeah, until I became pregnant of you.
Okay.
Then we said it's too small. Daddy getting bigger, financially.
So how much were you making when you first got there? When you first got to Paris and your first job as a bookkeeper?
My first job I had in francs 1,800. That means a month. That means almost $360 US. Yes, 360. Yes, that was $1. For $1 you had 5 francs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 360, 1,800 francs.
Okay.
But my rent was 700 francs. So I had 1,100 francs.
Yeah.
To eat, to pay electricity, to pay the bills.
Yeah.
It was only 2 of us.
Yeah. And at that time,
and things were less expensive at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Food and clothing.
When you were in France, because you were doing good in France. When did you ever think, I'm gonna move to did you want to move to the US, or did you always want to live in France?
No, I didn't want to move to the US. I knew I was going to stay in France. But what I changed my mind when I become certified public accountant a few years later, because I made a lot of money, and I said maybe I will have a better life. We will have a better life in United States.
But you were thinking that before I was born or after?
After.
Oh, after.
Late after.
Okay. So then how were you able to save from when you were in the condo to buy the house before or when I was born in France?
As I said, I made a lot of money. And I saved
my money. He used to work for a company and also work for himself on the side.
Exactly.
He has his own client.
Yeah.
And then he has a job to a company. So I mean, he has double job.
Yeah.
And when you first left Haiti, you left because you had family still in Haiti. You wanted to, make yourself able to help them.
Yes.
Like, how soon were you, you were sending money back to Haiti, or?
Yes,
always?
Immediately.
Yes, always.
Because I spent only 2 months and a half without a job.
And then him and the other brother get together with the sister, get other sisters. Yeah. They get three sisters.
Three sisters.
3 sisters from Haiti to France.
Okay.
To put family over.
That's good. So then, let me see what else. So
you're born at this point.
Yes.
So what year did you move official to the United States?
It's 1995. 1995. First of all, because my son Vladimir was doing very badly in school, because he was very intelligent, very smart, but didn't want to concentrate.
Exactly.
So every time the teachers keep on saying, okay, your son is this, is that. And then over there, when you cannot focus on school, they just put you to a vocational school. Like to become...
like if you don't finish high school.
Like a trade.
Yeah. And at the time for him, there was, how Haitians are. They don't like the kids to become whatever.
Of course.
So he told me, it seemed like it would be better for Vladimir to study here, because the study is much easier. It's not about remembering things. It's more about picturing things. So I said, okay, I agree. So
you think you were comfortable with that because you went to school here and you know how the school?
Yes, I know how the system works, and also Vladimir was really into English too, because don't forget we used to come every year
in the summer.
In the summer, because they were born here, they are made, And then my husband said, okay, it would be better for Vladimir to be here, at least, for the start.
That was a big decision. Yeah. So you made it mostly because of Vladimir?
No, not really. Because I worked a lot too.
Yeah,
I spent all my time to work. That's just why. And I planned to stop working before 50 years old. And I did it. Because I stopped at 49.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
That
he used
was
to
the
work.
big
He used to sleep
reason.
3 hours a day.
3 hours?
Yes, 3.
Sometimes he
When I was
slept
gone.
behind the wheel. That was the working up point. Say you have to stop. It's like that.
Yeah.
Man. So most of that time, so when you're working, you work from, you have an office in France, or?
Yes.
Yes.
He has his own office, and also he used to work for a company.
Yeah.
But I did it
And after
for 6 years.
The company?
Work for someone and
Thank-
for myself. And after
And
that,
after
I
that,
work
just for
only
him.
for
Right.
myself.
So you wake up, what, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, you go to your regular job, and then after you leave, you go work for
during
yourself?
those 6 years, after work, he went come home, eat something, refresh himself, and go to his office.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, but, I mean,
Yeah.
it paid off.
That's how it works.
Yes.
Yeah, it paid off.
Okay, so you guys came here.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you live, or did you have what was your plan when you came to Miami in '95?
95, I moved first during the summertime to look for a place to buy.
You moved with me and Vladimir by yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Vladimir moved first because he has to attend summer school for
Oh,
his
to
own-
catch up.
To catch up. And then he spent 1 year at North Miami Senior High for his own because he spent so many years
1
in
year?
France. And after that year, he went to Curly
Mm-hmm.
because that was the main concern. He has to go to that. That was the rule. He has to
The
go to that
ESOL,
for his
yeah.
own. So, and after that, he stood at Tonto MK house
Mm-hmm. In North
for a
Miami.
year. And then we come back. Yeah. And that was in
I don't
that was in
remember.
1994. Yeah, he came.
So I
You
wasn't
are
here
sure?
During the summer.
I think Vladimir came only two months,
months?
2 or
For the
3
summer
months
only?
before you. Yes, he didn't attend Miami Senior School. He went directly on.
No. He went to
in
Miami
Cali.
Senior. I know.
North
I said-
Miami.
No, just to
Not
learn
Miami.
English
I know. That's what I said. He went to North Miami.
for 3 months.
3 months only.
In the
Yes,
summertime.
only 3 months.
No,
He's
yes.
talking about for the
he was.
summer.
He started during the summer. He has to spend the whole year. That's all I know. So he went to Curly.
We have to ask.
For I think 9th grade over there. I think he went to Curly when he was 10th grade.
10th
or
grade,
10th
yeah.
grade.
He went
But
to
I
North
think we have
Miami.
to ask Vladimir
Yeah,
because
for
I'm
ninth
quite
grade.
sure he
Because I
spent only 2
Remember
years.
when we used to stay at Grandma?
Yeah.
I used to take Vladimir to school and take you to Bethany.
Maybe you are
You
right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But by the time they were fixing the house. So I came here during that same summer. Vladimir stayed over at the Tonto house. I moved back to France because I found the place and I told my husband. He said, "You have to see it. If you like it, they asked me to have a pool, to have this, to have that." I said, "Okay, we find the place." And then he said, "I have to see it first. If I like it, if you allow me to do everything inside that house, I take it."
Mm-hmm.
Remember? Because there was some kind of brown tiles, thing that he didn't
It was
like.
ugly.
He
Yeah.
knocked them down. He said, "Okay, that's a beautiful place, but I have to renovate." So by the time they're doing the renovation, we stay at my mom. Remember? We stood over
Yeah.
at Grandma for quite some time.
In Little Haiti.
Yes.
And I was in France.
And then sometime I think in December. or
December
January,
1995.
we moved in.
But we bought it in July 1995. We
1995.
spent 6 months to
Fix
change it, to fix it.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in 1995, this house was worth what?
240, 23,000. 223,000.
In 95.
And
Yes.
the piece of land with the big yard that we have was separate, but included was a fence all around the house.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's why. And then my husband said, they have to sell it. I said, "Okay, let's buy it. We don't know what's gonna build behind us." And it was $45,000.
And we bought it 6 months later in December
Wow.
1995. But the big thing when we bought the house, I put the deposit. I put on 220,000. I put 173,000
we only had
deposit, and the
50,000
mortgage was
left
on.
on the mortgage.
Yes, the mortgage was only
Because
50,000.
we had to do that because the guy said it's better for you to build up your credit here like that. So don't buy everything totally cash. make sure you leave some.
Yes, because
return.
I could buy it cash. Because 6 months later, I bought the piece of land cash for
Yeah.
45,000.
So so you had more than 1 million francs because you had to where do you even go to make the transfer?
Right.
Yes, all the time I went to Montreal and I
save money.
save money.
Yeah.
And at that time, I made a big CD, a big CD at 9.9%. 9.5. Yes, a CD 9.5.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Yes,
No
and
more.
after 5 years,
But you have to leave it there for 5 years.
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
after 5 years, for 100,000, I had 150,000, 50,000
interest.
in
interest.
interest.
Yes.
That was good.
Yeah.
Very good. No, that's very good.
Okay, so now, I mean, you didn't really have to work, but you're kind of working now because you guys have property as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Income producing property. So when did you guys buy that, and what told you? What made you decide? Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a duplex or whatever now.
I understood if I don't have money here, if I cannot make money from here, I will have to stay in France to work. And I said maybe it will be better to invest in.
But
building.
nobody gave you that idea.
Not
No,
really.
that was-
Not.
that was
I
that.
did. I take the decision with,
Both of us.
with her, but nobody told us you have to do that because nobody knew I could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So then the first property you bought was
You do
A
better.
duplex.
You do
Yeah.
better.
Now-
So,
I don't. What year was that?
1997 or 97?
1997. Yes,
Yeah,
the
2 years
first
later.
one.
Okay, and then so it's kind of like every 2 years you guys are buying something.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
1
yes.
year I bought two. I don't remember which
Yeah,
one.
that
but I
duplex,
want-
that duplex, you get the money from Paris to invest on that duplex.
Yeah.
We didn't buy it cash.
Right.
We bought, you know.
Yeah, because it's gonna
you
pay for
deposit
itself.
and you deposit money, and then you put the down payment, and then they borrow us the money. Then from that duplex, the second one.
The second one was
125th.
No, I think. Yes, 125th. Yes.
125th. There was another one that eight apartments.
Mm-hmm.
Four 2 bedrooms, 4 1 bedrooms.
And I think the price
the
was
price was very cheap.
221.
220. At the time, you know,
One.
things were cheap.
Yeah.
221,000.
But so then, what did you do? You just put like the down payment and
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
We put down payment. We thought at the time it'd be $75,000.
Something like that.
And then there was.
so you just kept saving and saving,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
down payment property,
Mm-hmm.
and then
And then after that, we bought 9220. That was 90 Street right there.
yeah.
But
And
to buy
Biscayne.
9220,
We have
I
we
took
financed
money
this
from
house.
the
We
house.
financed-
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yes,
financed
we
this
financed that
because
house.
we have a lot of
Equity.
equity.
Yeah.
It was only $50,000. We
Left,
paid that
yeah.
$50,000. We paid in 4 years.
Okay.
So that house
Yeah.
So that was
was paid
paid
off.
So-
off completely.
And so you had all the equity.
Yes, because all the time they keep on saying, okay, you could take 100,000.
Yeah.
Equity keep pile up,
Mhm.
and then daddy in the business.
Yeah.
Did you always feel like you had a business mind? Because you knew to buy property, you knew it was a good idea to move. Like, when did you know I think I have a good business mind?
Quite frankly, I don't remember.
No, after we bought the one on 125th Street
Mhm.
in North Miami, that was a very good investment. But we had bad tenants at the time, so they keep on, destroying. And then we have to, we model all the time. And after that, all the time too, we will finance everything we
Yes.
bought. We will
You
finance,
finance.
but invest on something else.
Mhm.
Right.
And then remodel something. We always
Yes,
So
we
this-
spent a lot of money to fix.
yeah,
fix
do
everything.
we do the bathroom? Do we do kitchen? We always upgrading stuff.
Yeah.
So
So your I don't know, did you have a plan to buy these things for your retirement or just so you don't have to, work
So you didn't
all the
have to work.
time?
No,
You didn't know that it was really gonna be good for your future, or
So you didn't have to work because constantly, to tell you the truth, whenever I need a few $100,000, oh, let's refinance this. That's the way.
yeah.
That's the way he was.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people are afraid to refinance and take the money out and pay. You are confident that if I take it out, you could pay it back. Like, you're never scared to.
Yes, because you have to increase the rent all the time when you do that, and sometimes refinance is a very good thing because you can decrease the rate and you increase the rent.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you can have
Make more money.
50,000, 80,000, and you have only 200 more to pay. You understand?
Yeah.
Just 200 to pay more, and you have $50,000. That's it. Something good.
And what I learned from him, he said, like for example, you put down $100,000 on the property. After a few years, it's worth 400 or 300. So when you refinance, you take 200 or whatever. The building is just like for you free.
Exactly.
Because you get your money that you put back. You see?
Right.
And I realized what he said was true. So, true enough.
So how are you set? Because you're here moving from Miami to France, back to Miami, and he wants to buy a duplex. Okay, sure, let's buy a duplex. Let's buy a building.
Yeah.
How were you so I don't know, secure that he was making the right choices? Because that has to be a lot of trust in your
To tell you
husband.
the truth, I always trust him when it comes to finance.
And don't
I
forget,
never work. He's the one that always provide.
Yeah.
So
and I have my job in France.
I
Don't
never
forget that.
I never not have a roof on my head. I never neglect my kids. He's a good provider. So from
So it
that
was just-
point, I let him do whatever.
You
he
just
wants.
trust.
I trust.
Yeah. Wow.
You
That-
see?
That's submission on another level.
But it's different for me.
No.
I was fine. You both are.
No, to me, because I see it like clearly you have a good business mind, so it's just giving someone the ability to do what they think is a good idea.
Yes.
It's a good idea. Especially when you invest in property, you never lose.
So how come you guys did this around us all the time? I remember being little, if you had to pick up rent, you would take me with you. And when I told you, we want to invest in properties and stuff, you're like, oh, well, take your time, How come you were hesitant for me to do it? Is it just a lot of work?
Because
You
that's
don't-
not
It's a different era right now.
exactly. And
The time
don't
is different.
forget, I make a lot of money in France.
In France.
And now I don't know exactly how much money you have. So
Yeah.
that just why I told you it's not easy, but I knew I could fix the apartment with the money I made in France.
Right.
So I don't know exactly, and I was not afraid, I cannot say I like to spend my money, but I don't have any problem to spend money.
From what I see, for example, you and Jackie, Ingrid, you both are working. I was there for the building, everything, because this is something you have to be really available.
Yeah.
And then before you put somebody to work, you have to go and see, because some people go, oh, there is a leak in the apartment. It could be a little thing that you could fix by yourself. Sometimes the chain from the flush is fell off inside the toilet bowl. It's a problem because they can flush it.
Yeah.
Oh, the toilet is not working, so you have to send somebody over. So when you think the person gonna say, "Oh, that was not
too easy." Yeah.
Unless we find something to tell you. But if you go, the chain, you just take it and put it
back
hook
on.
it up. You see, it's nothing easy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I do, or my husband do by himself, without sending people. If you don't have time, the sending somebody over there to fix stuff, they're going to cost you
A lot
your
of
eyes. It's going to cost you a lot of money. And those tenants, they don't care.
Yeah.
As soon as they give you that money, there is something that's good.
Fix everything.
You could fix it today. They say something is not working. Something. So it's a plan. That's why they say you have to be stable financially for yourself to take care of your own self. And then,
Before you jump
for
in.
example, if you don't have money that is available, like how do you call it, cash flow, cash flow at the bank for those properties, you could become nuts.
Yeah.
You could go crazy.
Yeah.
And if you call someone to clean the house
When
before
it's vacant,
you have
when
a
it's
new
vacant, for
tenant,
example.
So
you will not have time to do
we
that.
do
We
everything
did.
I know you
We
guys
did.
clean everything.
When
yeah.
that is not here, I put myself with somebody else or myself, I clean it. When you say we clean, you have to work. You have to do.
So that was essentially your job, your full-time job,
most
because
of the
Daddy
time,
wasn't always here.
He was not always here. But his job was especially to take care of the accounting, because this thing of take care of accounting, you have to pay all the bills on time.
Yeah.
Because as you have bill for yourself, as many bills that you have here, you have the same for the building.
Yeah.
So on the life,
Water.
That's a lot of managing.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time.
And before buying a building, if you cannot put at least 30% or 40% as deposit, you don't do business. That you are going to waste your time and maybe your money too.
Sometimes if you get lucky, for example, you find a duplex, somebody is in a rush to sell, you could pay it for $50,000, $80,000. You make a profit of it. you know?
Yeah.
But if you buy a duplex, for example, for $400,000,
If you cannot put
the
30,
mortgage
40,
itself, if you cannot put a big amount down,
You're
the
not
mortgage
gonna make
itself gonna
anything.
eat everything.
Yeah.
So where is your profit? There's no profit for you. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why we just tell you, you have
Take
to
your
take
time.
Because at your age, it was not there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I know. I think it's just like, especially our generation, we try to rush the process.
Yes, and at the end,
because we see where our parents are today, and we're like, oh, well,
it takes time.
They did it. Let me just try to do it now.
Yeah.
And it's
The
not
idea
like
is very good. Keep it up, but you have to. For example, if you're gonna finish paying your house, let's say 10 years or whatever, or 8 years, or how many? I don't know how many years you get left. Okay, you have money right there. You go to the bank. Okay, I want to have $100,000 for my house, and you invest it in a building on 4plex or whatever.
Yes,
4plex or 5plex or whatever.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
Not duplex.
If that costs, let's say $400,000,
But
you
it
only owe
depends.
$300,000. It depends how much you pay for it. Now $100,000. You can pay that easily with your
You will be fine.
with your income.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nothing
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
So those apartments gonna be rented for themselves. If one is empty, it's not gonna be a big deal for you.
Right.
But if you have a mortgage, big mortgage, and then you have mortgage in that thing, 2 apartments empty, you're gonna go nuts. That's why we want you to understand.
Yeah.
But it's a very good idea. Keep it in mind. It's good investment. But you have to go slowly.
Yeah.
When the time comes, you will do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will show you everything what to manage, because we've been there. I know how to manage it.
Okay, so when you guys, let me rewind, because we started with your starting salary, what you were making a month. When you first bought, I guess this house in 95, around what were you making? Like, if you don't mind sharing, what were you making at the time? I know you don't care talking about money.
Big money used to making fun.
Yes. I sent, how much money are you
Yeah.
Used to make them.
Oh, 150,000
a year.
a year.
American.
Yes,
Convert
yes.
from-
Yeah,
No,
when you
I
convert
think you,
from-
yes. When
yeah.
I call it
You
180.
Was francs to American or euros to American?
That was
At the
in-
time,
At
it was
least-
francs. Was francs.
Yes, at that time it was franc. But quite frankly, I didn't know exactly how much money I
Yeah.
made, because all the time I go to Montreal to put my money, and I don't know if I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
Secret.
But I can say I made a lot of money.
And a lot of the work you did for yourself, it was
private tax, or was it a lot of bookkeeping? What kind of
everything? Private tax is nothing.
Yeah.
In France.
Bookkeeping,
for businesses?
For
business,
company LLC, for
restaurants, all kinds.
Someone who has a
Contractor.
a shop to sell clothes.
Okay.
A taxi driver, everybody. And I had 50
different types of
files, 50 files, and only one employee.
Wow.
So I had to do, and I loved to do that.
Yeah.
When I did that, I was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
remember
that's just
you
why
had
I
an
made it.
office at the house.
At the house.
Yeah.
Everywhere
At the
he goes,
beginning.
he has an
In the
office.
beginning.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had
When
my
he doesn't
office.
feel like going to the office or to work late at home.
Okay.
But I used to have a part-time husband all the time. Never a full-time husband like your dad.
So it's different.
Yeah,
I get it.
But
that's a sacrifice too.
exactly.
that's a lot of hard work for a long time. Well, yeah. And now, because you said you wanted to retire before 50, are you retired? You consider yourself retired?
Yes, because when you don't have to leave your bed and go somewhere to work, that's just why I still working. But for me, when I want, and that's not like you. Every day you have to go somewhere. You spend all the day.
You know.
But I stopped doing this at 49 years old.
Oh, right.
And I am very proud of that.
punching.
It's a pleasure
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Coming from you were worried about what's going to happen with money to now you were
Exactly. When I arrived in France, I had only $2,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
And that was a lot.
And I had 25 years old.
Wow.
But I went to school too for 5 years at the
so
university.
it's-
For 7 years.
in France.
Yes,
Yeah, so
7
this time
years.
for the French still go
I went to the university
become
and
the
I
CPA
worked
that year.
all the day. That's just why that's a habit for me to sleep only 2-3 hours at that time. Because at the beginning I had to go to school and go to work too.
Now, both of you guys had, obviously, your siblings were in Haiti too at some point, and they ended up coming here in the United States. Not all of them, but most of them. Did you ever think that all of your family was going to end up together eventually anyway? Or you thought, okay, I left my country, I left everything behind, and I don't know what to do?
No.
Because you have family here, obviously, in
But for
Miami
me, it
or
was-
in New York.
The question is not the same for me as my husband. My mom is the one that brought us here. So
Yeah.
I was with him. They have to put together to my sister because the mom was already old when she went to New York.
Yeah.
I think
Starting to get sick.
she went back to Eddy at a certain
Yes.
point.
And she
She
spent
couldn't stay in
1
New
year.
York. She spent 1 year. But after that, they brought her back to France.
France, yes.
Yeah, because she lived with us for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I was young, but I remember.
Yeah.
So then, okay, what about like your tenants? Do you, at least from what I see, most of your tenants are Haitian. Do you guys do that on purpose? Or like to try to make sure, like, you know, the Haitians
No,
have...
they're the one who advertise for us. You know.
Oh, okay.
One of them tell the other how good we are, you know. There soon there is a vacant. I already have somebody waiting.
Yeah.
So they're waiting for my apartment. Oh, that person give you good service. You know, those people, they're Asian, but they're good people.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we deal with them like, in a way, like we understand where they come
family,
from.
Yeah.
You know, like family. If they cannot come up with the total amount of the rent, we say, okay, no problem. Whatever you have, we take it. We see for the end
X
of the
amount,
month,
yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we work with them. So
Right.
they advertise the building for us. It's very weird. That was the time that we had a lot of vacancy was during Bush, you know, Bush, the sun. When we have wars going on, there was no job. People tried to
Before I went to college.
go somewhere else to find jobs. And then we had a recession at the time, so we had vacancy. But most of the time, before one is empty, somebody will in.
Yeah.
Do you still are you still active looking for properties, or now you just manage what you have?
Oh, now we just
No,
manage.
just manage.
Because that's a lot
Or
of
sell.
problems too when you have a
Yeah.
lot of property.
Yeah.
It will be better to have one or two without mortgage instead of having
A
5,
bunch of
6.
them.
We had 5.
Yeah.
And then you sold.
Yeah, three.
3 because you have to pay $11,000 mortgage each month.
Right.
That's a lot of money. If you don't have it,
Sometimes
You
we
will
pay the
have
tax for
problem.
ourselves. The tax is not included in the month. We have to save during the
Exactly.
year to pay the tax,
Tax.
the insurance. Everything gets
Yeah.
so high.
Yeah.
So you feel like you have to rent, to increase the rent all the time on the thing.
And you don't want to do
And
that.
sometimes they can't. They can't
Yeah.
hold it, you know?
Yeah. So what do you guys plan on now? Like,
Yeah, you're retired. Your manager. What do you do now?
what does your day look like?
Nah, me, I'm always busy.
I know.
I'm always busy.
I still go to France, but just to
You say travel Canada.
Yeah.
just to manage a few things, but not really to work. I make money, just a little money in France to help me have pocket money in my pocket, but
Yeah.
not to work really.
And then when you're here, what do you like to do? Garden.
Gardening. Working on
I have
the
a lot of
house.
things to do.
Do
Yeah.
paperwork on the computer. Well, now he's in the
Now I have.
currency.
I was gonna say,
yes, I
yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about.
Yes.
How is your forex doing?
That's good, but
Now he's doing
because
forex.
of our president, he cannot keep his mouth
Because of
closed
the problem.
sometimes. Because of him, I cannot make money.
Worldwide there is problem. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Last time I was going to make a lot of money because the guy, Jerome Powell, the president of Federal Reserve, he decreased the rate, and immediately Trump started a war with commercial war with China.
The tariffs.
And the money decreased immediately.
that was the trade.
It goes down immediately. So, but I am sure I'm going to make money in that too, a lot of money, and I'm a lucky guy. Thanks God.
That's great. No, that's good. It's just when he told me, I was like, yeah, it's just the mind. It's like to know, okay, I'm gonna do forex now, and
Yes.
You have to have something in mind when you
Yeah.
retire. If not, you're gonna go like vegetables. So.
Yeah.
So you keep himself busy.
Yeah. And you too.
Oh yeah. You're
Always.
always on the go.
always.
So what advice, I guess, do you have for young people who are trying to, achieve their goals, and then also other immigrants, like from other countries?
You have to believe in what you want to do.
Be consistent.
When you believe in what you want to do, one day you will be successful.
Yeah.
If you trust what you want to do, you do it.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it doesn't work.
Not the
But
way you want to do it.
if you trust in that, it will work. You
It's
do
like it's
all
exactly
you can.
like when you go to school. You
Exactly.
focus on your goal, and then one day you're gonna achieve what you need.
I remember a lady in France when I told her she was helping me to find a job, and I told her I would like to become certified public accountant, and she answered I was dreaming because
she didn't believe in him.
yes.
Yeah.
And I did it.
And it was
it
a
was
French
hard.
woman?
Yes,
It was
a
a
French
French
woman.
Yeah.
And when you come from Haiti, you were working in a bank every day. You put your tie. You are clean to go to work, and you arrive in France. You have to. I don't have any problem if I have to work with my hand. I do it for my buildings, for my house. But at that time, I didn't think I had to do that to
make a living.
to live.
To make a living.
I cannot make money. I didn't want to make money like that. And all the time she said, I'm going to find you a job. And it was a job
Manual.
Exactly,
Manual
manual
job,
job. And I didn't want. I was hungry. Like that. Just why she told me, if you don't want to work, you want to become certified public. You can dream, but that's really you cannot. That's not for you. That's just why I wanted. I said I have to do my best to realize what I wanted to do, and I did it.
Yeah, that's good.
I was very happy when I saw my name, Jacqueline Montreuil, on my exam. And at that time I called your mother and told her, now our life will going to change. You have to come back to France. I'm going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Did you make more money working for yourself or for?
Yes. When I worked for someone, I made only 60,000 a year.
Oh.
Myself.
Yeah.
However
A
you
lot
want.
of money.
Wow.
For someone like me,
Yeah, because
I don't spend a lot of money.
Yeah. So how did you get all your clients? You just every time you go say, hey, you need
That's another thing. When I was an employee, and sometimes I go to the client for my boss, and in the neighborhood I bought something to eat. I give my card business. I had made me business card, and I give everybody. And in that, when you are Asian in France, at that time I was the only one. Now I know someone else is a certified public accountant too. But at that time I was the only one, and all the Asians come to me.
To you.
And they said he's a good one. You can make money with him. And I refuse his clients.
Yeah, that's good.
What was some of like the hardest things about being an immigrant in another country? Like you talked about, like, some people are racist and stuff like that. So like what was the hardest things that happened? Or things maybe that didn't affect you, but you were like, oh, I never had to deal with this in Haiti.
First of all, especially France, not here in the United States, it's different. When you go into France like that, you come from a poor country.
Mm-hmm.
Those people, first of all, the good jobs are reserved for the French people. They take you there. You're there to clean the subway. You come here to work. The dirty job that like you didn't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So for him, after he finished his CPA, he has to find a training somewhere.
Yes, 3 years.
That was hard.
Hard, yes.
Nobody wants to give you that training. And without that, you're not gonna have your
license.
Your license. So this was a big problem right there. But thanks God for him, at the end he found a place. This is a place he works.
But the guy told me when he saw my name, Jacqueline Montreuil, I was a teacher in Haiti, Latin teacher. He said, who is that guy? He was a teacher. His name is a French name, Montreuil.
Yeah, they were curious to know.
Yeah.
I would like to. He said to me, he would like to see my face.
Mm-hmm.
And when he saw my face, he was confident, and he
it's the
gave
same
me
thing
the job.
when we bought the place that we live.
Yes,
And
yes.
where Asian is right now. That was the mayor who lived at the same complex close by. They're like
Next door.
townhouses.
In the roundabout one? Or
Mrs.
Oh,
Fisher, Miss
I forgot it.
Dufriche.
Dufriche, yes.
That was the mayor of the town, Montreuil. And then when we apply for the house, they want to know, they have to have his approval.
Mm-hmm.
To buy it.
To buy the mayor have to approve it.
They have to have the mayor approval because we were going to live next to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when he heard the name Montreuil, but my son
A black people,
Black
Montreuil, he said,
In the
I would
city
like
of
to
Montreuil.
see them.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, you see, even when you're black, even to buy a place over there, it depends, close to whom you're going to live.
Yeah.
They could have refused.
It was
They
in
would never say because you're
1989.
black, But they could have said,
Yeah.
well, something happened, the thing cannot go, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
No?
But in Miami, you didn't face those issues?
No.
Because now, I mean, you see what Trump says all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess Miami is kind of like a different world.
Yeah,
Because there
it's-
was Haitians when you got
It's a lot of
here.
immigrants
Yeah,
here.
You went when you were in high school here. You went to school with Haitian kids.
Yeah, there's Asian kids already, but not that many. But we do have Asian kids.
Mhm. So you didn't face like that.
No,
Okay.
you know, it wasn't like friends. Friends, for example, the person that is racist live by you, he tell you right in your face. Here, I remember when my mom live in Little Haiti right now, but before we moved to another house that they bought on 100th Street.
Mm-hmm.
This street where my mom live right now used to be white American, all of them. As soon black start moving in, they just move. They sell.
Right.
They don't tell you.
They don't say
anything.
nothing.
They
They just
no,
move.
they don't say anything. They just sell and go. You know.
Yeah.
And until the whole street become black and Spanish.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it was back then.
Yeah, but in France it's different.
France is different.
That's interesting.
They tell you, you come, you're not gonna invade my place. You have to go. They say you have to go. They're not gonna. They're gonna tell you whatever. We didn't face that, but some people did.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Okay.
Well,
would you guys think you're gonna stay in Miami forever? Not forever, but you know.
I think
Yes, Miami is beautiful.
Yeah.
The weather is good. That I don't want like the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
So if it's possible, every September, from September to November, it will be better to live it and to come back in November. When you can do that, you do it.
Or in December.
Yeah.
Yes, or December.
Yeah. Okay. You have any more questions?
No, I think I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too.
Okay,
One of you, thank you.
I was happy to talk to you,
Yeah.
to explain.
Yeah.
I hope
Those
we
things.
make ourselves understood.
And
Yeah.
if people have questions, then I'll let you know.
Okay.
And tell you.
Okay,
All right, you ready to move on?
Yep. Sounds
All right.
good.
thank you.
Okay, so this episode's listener matter, we have one question, and you can email us at michelmatters@gmail.com to send in any of your questions. Okay, so this question is, what is the worst pickup line / move you've given to someone or received from someone?
Yikes. Worst pickup line?
Pickup line or move?
I don't know about pickup line or move. Like, I'm not a pickup line kind of guy. I don't know. Like, this might be easier for you're a woman. You probably get hit on all the time. What's the worst? What's the worst pickup line you've gotten?
I don't think I've ever gotten a line. It's usually like an approach is
Okay,
like
what's the worst
terrible.
approach?
I mean, everybody's gotten
Yeah, hey Red,
something like that. Yeah,
you got a boyfriend. You can't have friends. Like, I mean,
right,
those are
that
the
kind of
typical-
stuff.
Granted, thank God, I've never said that to a woman in my life, and I'm proud.
I just feel like you got to be crazy to say something like that.
I don't think you gotta be crazy.
You got to be
because
crazy
the thing
and
is,
bold.
You know what I always think about? Like, this had to have worked once. I'm assuming it's had to, for people to keep trying.
No,
It's had
you
to
gotta
have worked once.
because it's percentages. You gotta use it as many times as possible. Then you gotta see what your odds are. It doesn't have to work, but then after like 15 times and it hasn't worked, then you're like,
'Cause
okay,
it's
this
been around for
doesn't work.
years, so it had to work on somebody. I just want to know who's the girl that was like, well, I guess I can have friends.
There
Like,
was
who-
one time.
Oh.
Okay, so
That you
I
had a
don't.
friend?
No. What?
No, go ahead.
No, you. I don't know if you remember, but I told you the story. It was in college. I don't know if this is a pickup line or a move, but I think that was their intent.
Mhm.
So I was going to like Publix or Walmart or something to get groceries with my roommate at the time. I didn't live by you yet.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. Okay.
And so we were on our way. We had literally just left our apartment complex, and we were like at the light about to turn. And these two guys are in a car, and they hit my car. But I saw, before they hit my car, I saw them looking into the car like kind of crazy. Like, I don't know. It was weird. And then they hit my car when I stopped to make the turn. And then I was like, Jesus Christ. Now I got to get out the car, you know.
Yeah.
In hindsight, that's kind of smart because the person has to get out the car to talk to you.
It's kind of dumb that you got out the car, but...
Well, I have to check on my car.
Yeah, I guess. But it's a good setup. Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I'm going to have to call the insurance on you, you know, like the cops or whatever. So I checked my car. It's not that much damage. It's probably like a little scratch or something at the time. And then he was like, oh, no, don't call the police. You know how people are. And honestly, I wasn't going to because for what? Like, but we were not interested. Like, why are you?
But wait, when he hit you, do you ask you for your phone number?
He was trying to talk to both of us.
Wow.
Like, him and his friend were trying to talk to both of us. And honestly, we're going to the grocery store. Like, we look like trash. Like, this is not... I mean, not trash, but you know how you look. Words, You know how you look when you go to the store. Yeah. Like, anyway, so then...
Yeah, that's a level of commitment I'm not ready to do.
But they looked crazy. Like, they look like a bad choice. Like, a bad decision. Yeah. Like, you just shouldn't do that in your life. So, basically, when it all came down to it, I got $100, I think, because I was like, I'll just, go fix it or whatever, but you got to pay for it. I never fixed it. It was a scratch. Yeah. Like, so I just used the $100 to get us some groceries. That was the worst because I was upset.
I get it. Yeah, that's terrible. But
so you'd rather put both of our lives in potential danger for a number? Or?
I wonder now. Has that worked for him before? Like, anytime people do stuff like, I just wonder. These guys, like, when they say this, I'm like, has this ever worked for you? Like, why would you keep doing? I wonder. And first of all, I can't imagine a woman that I will bump my car into to talk to. Like,
well, if you don't care about your car like that,
you're right. But at the same time, I'm a person like I don't reach. Like, I don't go outside. I don't flex. Like, even when we were not dating, I never went like out of my way. I feel like to talk to a woman. I feel like it's such a natural thing. Like, I don't feel like you gotta do all that. But that's crazy.
Some people, I guess, do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get like I've never gotten like a crazy pickup line or like somebody try to hit on me. But I've gotten like, like one time I was handing somebody money and she like grabbed my hand. She was like, "Oh, you married?" And I was like, "Whoa, yes."
Why do I feel like I remember this at like Winn-Dixie or
It's
something?
happened a few times. There's one lady at the gas station.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh my God, why would you get married?" And she was like, "You have so many good years." I was like,
wasn't there something you were doing? It was like some paperwork or something, and you were like, "Oh, I hope my son never does that."
It was the dentist.
Oh yeah.
My dentist or the dentist's assistant. She was just like, "You're married. You're a baby. Like, why would you do that?" But she was more. I feel like she was like making fun of me at the same time. Like, but the lady at the gas station, she like, she was like, "Why would you do that?" Like, I. It's weird when your wife's in the room when you try to explain the story.
Go ahead.
Wait, nah, it's, I mean.
You felt good about that?
Yeah. What? Yeah. She,
She was what?
I had so many jokes, but I feel like the way the times are, I can't say them. I had some jokes. But either way, she was a decent looking woman. I'm not going to go out of my way.
I'm not going to hold you?
Like, yeah. I'm not going to say she's like the fun. She's not 10.
Yeah.
But, I would never leave her for you. She's not that. There's nobody that fine.
Right. She's not bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Anyway. But I've never given a pickup line or a move to anybody.
Women don't have to.
But women do. And then
women don't know how to flirt.
Why?
I just don't think women are good flirts. Or making their intentions very well known. Without
clear.
Being blunt. Yeah.
Because if they are blunt, then that's a whole nother episode, bro.
We're not good. But yeah, women don't have to go out and do stuff like that. Guys, I'm not built for it. I'm not going out of my way to say something to a woman, trying to find something witty.
Ayo, ma. That works for some people.
Baby, like, that's the most you're going to get out of me. Like, but even that, it's not happening. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No pickup lines over here.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, right?
Yeah. And if you get a scratch from your car,
yeah,
then,
that's a lot, B.
Just get some money out of it.
That's a lot. I can't see myself being that committed to, like, the process. To bump my car into a woman's car. To not get her phone number. Yeah. What? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's a word for that, but I won't say it on here. Anyway.
Okay.
On to the business spotlight.
Yeah.
So for today's business spotlight, we kind of talked about it in the beginning, but we wanted to highlight Ivan's Cookhouse. Mm-hmm. It's a restaurant in the Aventura area. I guess that's Aventura, no?
I'd say North Miami Beach.
North Miami Beach? Maybe. I don't know. It's on
Yeah, because it's in that plaza by FIU.
Yeah, it's by FIU. Yeah, I guess it's not.
That's not Aventura.
It's in the plaza by FIU right next to, there's a Publix.
Fridays.
If you live in Miami, you know where it is.
1,000 degrees.
Yeah. It's Haitian/Asian.
It's Haitian owned.
Yeah, it's mostly Haitian food. I know there was other stuff. I didn't even look at the other side of the menu.
Yeah.
I just looked at that, and it was really good food. And for most Haitian restaurants, like, it's, a little more upscale than like your typical Haitian restaurant.
Yeah, it's not like a takeout Haitian.
Yeah, like it's real nice. Little date-esque like spot. Like, you can take somebody there and it won't be like a bunch of people running in and out. Like, it's real light, laid back, and it's a nice spot. I definitely recommend it. And definitely say check it out. We don't have any coupon codes or anything, so you don't have to pay for price. But the food is really good for sure. I recommend it. I definitely I have picky people in my family the way they eat, and everybody enjoyed it. So really that's good. When I knew, like, okay, they got something here.
Yes.
So support. I'll put all the information in the show description. Yeah, check them out.
Yeah.
We done?
That's it.
This is a long episode.
Is it?
Yeah, man. 2 locations. Running around the city, coming back, recording the rest. It was a lot. But, yeah, it was fun. I liked it. Long episode.
Yeah, hopefully you guys like it. And we hear from you guys and your feedback and stuff.
All right.
That's it.
Another one in the books.
Yep.
Peace.
Bye.
When I pull up on you, then I might swear, aye. Double off deuce, aye. That you might work, aye. When I pull up on you, then I might swear, aye. Double off deuce, aye. That you might work, aye. That you might work. That you might work.